This episode is presented by Perlage Systems.
A low-proof cocktail is perfect for the afternoon. I'm Brian Johnson, and in this episode of Better Cocktails at Home, we are continuing our carbonation series with a cocktail I created called the 3 o'clock Fizz. We'll be using the Perlini cocktail carbonation system to make this cocktail, and also we'll be carbonating the whole thing. And so I really like it for a number of reasons. I think it's just got some good flavors. It's pretty straightforward, but it really hits a spot in the afternoon, which is kind of where it got its name from. So we're going to start making it right away. So we're going to add all of our stuff into the Perlini shaker. So our main spirit we're using in this is Campari, and it's a very nice bitter Italian liqueur. We're going to do 1 ounce of this. And add that to our Perlini shaker. Next up, we're going to do orange juice. So I always like to use fresh orange juice. It just takes it to the next level. It's a little brighter, and it just is better than the stuff you buy in the stores. And because we're using a natural product here, they're all going to have different amounts when you juice them. So that's why we're going to juice it, and then we're still going to measure it so we know how much we're actually putting in. And for this cocktail, we're actually doing 2 ounces of orange juice. And I always like to fine strain because I don't like any pulp. So, but that's just me personally. If you like pulp, I guess keep it in there, but I don't, so I'm straining it out. And you have your orange juice, so we add that in. So far, not a super complex cocktail, pretty standard stuff, nothing crazy. Then I like to add mint, though. I think this kind of adds a really nice flavor. And I'll just put in, a good solid sprig worth, maybe 6 or 7 leaves approximately, and that's good there. The next thing we want to add is water, because we're going to be carbonating this entire ingredient right here. So we're going to do 6 ounces of water. All right, so it's 2, 4. To get the best carbonation, you want to use super cold liquid. So have your water as cold as you can get it already. It'll just help that much more. And then we're going to add ice to this guy. We want to use quite a bit of ice because we do want to get this cold so the CO2 absorbs into it. I'm going to screw this on. And then we're going to carbonate. And we're going to shake. Now this particular one here, this is their commercial version that Perlage System makes. It basically is a regular that it attaches to a tank that's filled with CO2. Economically, this is the way to go, just because filling one of these tanks it's like $18. And it really just takes the price to do this the way down. So yeah, I really like using this particular one. But they do also make a more consumer-friendly home version. It's more portable. Just make sure it's nice and good and carbonated. Now, when we're shaking this is how the CO2, you could literally you could carbonate it. It would sit here and you could let it sit for days, and eventually the CO2 will integrate into the liquid. But the shaking increases the surface area where the CO2 can go into the water, so into the liquid. So that's why we do this. Now, once we're done with that, we're going to want to release the pressure slowly, and it's going to equalize it, so it's going to bloom. You can see that happening, obviously. And once that's done, I like to serve this in a tall glass with a few ice cubes, not a lot. Just a couple to kind of keep it cold. And pour that in. And I like to garnish with just an orange slice if I have it. It's not crucial, but I feel like it adds a nice little touch to it. But yeah, that's all that goes into it. It's a pretty straightforward cocktail. It's a really light cocktail. It's lower proof, obviously. It's mostly water, which is why I think it's really great for afternoon. I mean, this is the kind of thing that really hits the spot where if you're either a late lunch during the week or just on the afternoon on the Sundays and Saturdays and the weekend. It's really great. It's not simple, the flavors. It's orange. Campari's already got natural orangeness to it, but the mint comes in. You definitely taste it, and it's just a really nice thing that shows off what carbonation can do and how it lengthens a cocktail. And I think that's one of the things. Another thing is this is a low alcoholic soda, really, but I love using the Perlini to make just non-alcoholic sodas all the time. I make my own sodas constantly. So yeah, I love using the Perlini cocktail. Love using this system. It's just great. It's a really fun thing to do at home. It's not the cheapest thing out there. I mean, it's definitely like investment, but it's one of those things where it's going to last, and it's a great piece of equipment to have if you're really serious in this in your house. But that's how you make the 3 o'clock fizz.